Yes, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. Donegal have beaten Tyrone by 4 points at Breffni Park. They have booked their place into the Ulster final against either Cavan or Armagh in the final. Of course, by the time this video actually comes out, we will know who will be Donegal will be playing in that final. But at the time of this recording, Donegal and the Tyrone match is just finished, and Donegal have come out 4 point winners in the end. Huge result for Donegal. Massive congratulations to them. I kind of underestimated Donegal a bit coming into this game. I just felt that Tyrone, with the form that they had been in, coming off the back of a strong end to their league campaign where they beat the likes of Dublin. I think they beat Mayo, as well. And Tyrone looked in very good form, in my opinion. They they weren't amazing against Derry, but they showed enough quality in that game and enough quality, in my opinion, in the game against Antrim. But as I said in my preview to that game, you just never know when Tyrone might just put in an awful performance. We've seen it last year when they played Monaghan in the Ulster Championship. Although this performance today was far worse, they do have this in them. They do have a bit of a bad performance in them, and they do have a habit of just not showing up in the Ulster Championship from time to time. That's 2 years in a row now where Tyrone, for in my opinion, they are, given what they achieved last year and given how far they've gone in the past couple of years in the All-Ireland series, for them, not even to reach an Ulster final is very surprising, in my opinion. And once again, they fall at their first real big test in the provincial championship, and just like last year, they will have to go into the qualifiers quite early on. So in terms of the game, of course, Donegal started the brighter. It was 50-50, of course, very early on. Tyrone looked very out of their depth in many respects when they seen that Donegal were operating the blanket defence system. But as pointed out very well by the commentary on RTE, Tyrone didn't adapt whatsoever to Donegal's blanket defence system. It was if Tyrone set up a certain way, they stuck with the way they were going to play, no matter whatever way Donegal played. And that's, tactically, that's not good enough for Mickey Hart. I don't quite agree with what Joe Brolly was saying when he said that Mickey Hart was never tactically astute. I think that is just a stupid comment, in my opinion. I mean, the guy has won 3 All-Irelands, multiple Ulster titles, and he is about as experienced as any manager is, and anyone is, in the game of Gaelic football at this current time. But for some reason, one thing that does have to be questioned with this Tyrone team, in my opinion, is just the mentality at times. We know the quality's there. We know they've got, really good players in the likes of McShane, and a couple of other, players as well. Matty Donnelly, of course, as well, and he looked very out of his depth today, didn't he? He hit a couple of poor wides, never quite got into the game, and Tyrone just lacked the hunger and lacked the effort and lacked the desire that Donegal very much made up for. Huge performance by Kieran Thompson after he came on for the injured Kieran McGee. Or Jamie McGee, I should say. Brilliant performance by Thompson. The way he dictated the play at times. Some of his point taken was absolutely brilliant. And of course, you can't look past the formidable Michael Murphy in the midfield. A huge asset that led Donegal to win this game was their kickouts. They dominated their kickouts in almost every respect. And Michael Murphy was just absolutely fantastic. His free taken, a lot of the time, wasn't quite at the level you would expect of Michael Murphy, but throughout the game, he controlled the play. And when you have a player of that quality, like, one thing I've noticed is I haven't seen too many footballers like him that can just control the tempo of a game, that can slow a game down, that can bring the game to Donegal's level. And that is a huge asset that I think Donegal have, that a lot of the other counties that are trying to compete with Dublin don't have, which is the ability to just really control the play and dictate the way the game is going to go. And Donegal, their tactics were just spot on in this game. They baffled Tyrone in many ways, and once they started to build up a lead, it just got very difficult for Tyrone to come back into this game. Jamie Brennan, he was outstanding today for Donegal. Got himself a goal, which was the huge turning point in this game in many respects. If the points tally had been a little bit slower going into the closing stages, you might have felt that maybe Tyrone would have pulled it back, but in the end, Donegal just had far too much. Patrick McBrearty, of course, had an outstanding year last year. Hasn't quite hit up to the heights for Donegal this year, but towards the end of the game there, he was fantastic in my opinion. You've just got players all over the place as well. Hugh McFadden again, hitting some great points. So really impressed with Donegal. I think at the moment, guys, the championship is very open in terms of who is the closest challenger with Dublin. Like if Dublin weren't the level they were at, if Dublin weren't dominating this all-around scene, let's just take Dublin completely out of the equation for a minute. If Dublin weren't a county and it was just the other 31 counties competing, this would be a very open championship season in my opinion, because it's very hard to actually take a look and pinpoint for me who is their closest challengers. I think it's great for Dublin fans, including myself, because it makes it look even more likely that we could very well make it 5 in a row this year. But certainly Donegal are a team that is building momentum, another Ulster title. Possibly, you'd fancy them to beat either Cavan or Armagh. They'll go into the Super 8s Championship. And for a young team as well, a team that's still building under this new manager, they could very well be that team to stop Dublin at some point. Let's not forget they were the last team to beat Dublin in the Championship. That was back in 2014. So, look, listen, we won't dive too much into that question, but I do think massive praise has to go to Donegal and their management team for really masterminding this victory over Tyrone. Really well thought out tactics, and Tyrone falter yet again. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comments below of the game. What do you think will happen now with Tyrone? Of course, they went into the qualifiers last year quite early, and they ended up getting the whole way to an All-Ireland final. So we'll have to see what happens. I still expect Tyrone to be in the Super 8s in my opinion. I think they've got enough quality in there, in my opinion, to get through. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Donegal, congratulations to them in an Ulster final. But yeah, guys, I will talk to you all next time.